Hello and welcome to this tutorial video for The Shy Little Monster, which is a book and a song created by Stephanie Leavell, who runs musicforkiddos.com. And I checked with Stephanie before I made these, and she was willing to let me make these videos. So if you go to my sister channel, youtube.com/ukeplayalongs, you can find playalongs for this song in the key of F, which is the closest to where Stephanie sings it in the key of E flat, the key of C, baritone, which is in the key of C, and then a version which I call lyric-based, which is just chord names and lyrics for any non-transposing instrument. Now, as usual, I'd like to remind you that in the description below, you can find timestamps that will jump you to wherever you want to go in the video. So if you want to see GCEA chords, you can go there. DGBE chords, you can go there, or if you want to talk about strumming, you can go there too. Now the good news is this is a pretty simple song in terms of chords and structure. So let's take a look at the chords that you'll need first for GCEA ukulele, and that would be soprano, concert, or tenor. And for this video, I'm going to be using my Acklot bamboo tenor ukulele that I just recently reviewed on this channel too. So you might want to look for that video if you're interested about this instrument. Side note, it's a good one. So in the key of C, these are the chords that you'll need for the Shy Little Monster. The first one is the C chord. So the third finger goes on the first string, third fret. Now the second chord you need is actually an adaptation for the key of C with this song. The real song calls for the E chord, and if you want to play the E chord there, go ahead, but the E chord gives players a lot of issues. There are a number of ways to play the E chord. First finger on the fourth string, first fret, second finger on the first string, second fret, and then the fourth finger on the third string, fourth fret, making this chord shape. It's a little difficult to play. Or the other thing you can do is put your first finger on the first string, second fret, and then bar, or put your fingers in a row, strings 4, 3, and 2 on the fourth fret. I usually try to mash it with my third finger like that to get the E chord. But realistically, for ease with this song and thinking that there were going to be kids that would want to play it, as well as teachers that might not be comfortable with the E chord, this is the chord I put in there instead, which is the E7. It works mostly. First finger goes on the fourth string, first fret. Second finger goes on the third string, second fret. Third finger goes on the first string, second fret. That's your E7 chord. The next chord you're going to need is the F chord. First finger goes on the second string, first fret. Second finger on the fourth string, second fret. That's your F chord. And then the final chord you need is the G chord. The first finger will go on the third string, second fret. Second finger will go on the first string, second fret. And third finger will go in between them on the second string, third fret, making a V shape. That's your G chord. Now, for the key of F with GCEA instruments, I chose the key of F because it's the closest to the original in E flat that Stephanie sings on her recording. But E flat is not a friendly key really with ukulele, so I didn't want to do that to you. We could do a version where you played everything in the key of C with a capo on the third fret. You could do that as well. But I just moved it to the key of F. It does throw the B flat in there. Hopefully you can play it. If not, we'll talk about how to do it. So in the key of F, if you're playing the song, the first finger goes on the second string, first fret. Second finger goes on the fourth string, second fret. That's your F chord. The next chord is the A chord. Now, if you've already got the F, don't move it. Just move your first finger up one string to the third string, first fret, and that's your A chord. Now, to build it from scratch, first finger goes on the third string, first fret. Second finger goes on the fourth string, second fret. The next chord you need is the B flat chord. You're going to bar, put your finger across strings 1 and 2 on the first fret. Then add the second finger to the third string, second fret. And then add the third finger to the fourth string, third fret. That's your B flat chord. Now, a couple of things that I'm doing is I'm making sure that I'm pulling against the ukulele with my first finger as I'm barring. And if you're doing that right, you almost don't even need to press with your thumb. So you hold the ukulele securely with your right hand, especially if you're right-handed, and then you kind of pull the uke against you and you get part of that leverage. I'm near the fret but not on it, and I'm covering both strings 1 and 2. Now, I do put my thumb behind nonetheless for a little bit of extra leverage just in case, but that allows you to play the B flat chord. And the final chord you need is the C chord. Third finger, first string, third fret. So for baritone ukulele, I'll be using my mainland baritone ukulele, which has a cedar top and rosewood back and sides. The 4 chords we'll be needing for DGBE ukulele will be C, E, F, and G. To play the C chord, you'll put your first finger on the second string, first fret, and your second finger on the 4th string, second fret. That's your C chord. To move to the E chord, you'll just simply move your first finger to the 3rd string, 1st fret, and that's your E chord. Now if you want to build it from scratch, the first finger goes on the 3rd string, 1st fret, second finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret. The C to the E is a very simple move. The next chord is a hard one. You're going to make a bar chord. So, partial bar chord at least, for the F chord. You'll cover strings 1 and 2 with your first finger, then play string 3 with your second finger on the 2nd fret, and then string 4 at the 3rd fret with your 3rd finger. That makes the F chord. And again, a couple tips with the F chord. You want to make sure you're holding your ukulele tightly with your right arm. It's kind of wedged in there. And then with your first finger, you're actually using the leverage of the ukulele, pulling it against you, holding it there, but it also helps you bar that you don't even need your thumb to bar those. Now, again, I do put my thumb behind my bar just to help out a little more, but you should be able to do that without actually using your thumb. And the final chord you need is the G chord, 3rd finger, 1st string, 3rd fret. Now, as it comes to strumming, the first part of each verse involves single chords. And I'm on baritone right now, so I'll be playing C, E, F, and G. So you kind of go. Then your F chord. And then back through the pattern again. Single chords. Let's take a look at that same progression on GCEA ukulele for in the key of C and in the key of F. So the single chords in the key of C in this arrangement would be C, then E7, then F, then G. Back to it again. E7, F, then G. I kind of switch there between playing with my thumb and the first finger, just doing some things that are different. And then for the key of F, you get your F, then your A, then your B flat, and then your C. Happens again. F, A, B flat, and then C. Then we're going to do some chord switching with picking, which sounds best to me. Again, if you find another solution, all these are just suggestions. But for this next part of the verse, what I like doing is the technique that I learned from Ukulele Mike Lynch's videos. So what he does is he pinches strings 4, 2, and 1 all together at the same time while making a chord. So I'm going to make the F chord here. And then I'm going to pluck string 3 and then string 2. And that's going to be a triplet. Then I'm going going to change to the C chord and do the same thing. I'm going to pluck strings 4, 2, and 1, then string 3, and then 2. And then I'm just going to go back and forth between the two. So it's going to sound like this. And then it changes because you play a G chord where you strum down. Then there's a break, and then you do a tremolo. Now, there's a couple different ways to do a tremolo. Again, make sure you're doing your tremolo up here. It doesn't have to be hard to do it right. And the action is all in your wrist. If you're doing it with your arm, you can't move your arm fast enough. Now, that same picking pattern works also in the key of F. You're starting on B flat. You're plucking strings 4, 2, and 1. Then 3, 2. To F, B flat, F, B flat, F, C, then the tremolo. On baritone, we'll play F with the same idea. String 4, string 2, string 1, then string 3, then string 2. And then the tremolo. Then the last part is just really quick chord changes. Zippity, zappity, flippity, flappity, bippity, boppity, boo. Let's take a look at that on GCEA ukulele as well. So in the key of C, you have F going to C. Zippity, zappity, flippity, flappity, bippity, boppity, boo. Then in the key of F, you have B flat going to F. Zippity, zappity, flippity, flappity, bippity, boppity, boo. So that should be all that you need to do to be successful with the song. Granted, some of the partial bar chords, some of the quick chord changes may take some time to get. The picking may take a little while to get. But you can get it. Just keep practicing it. Take it slowly, and you will get it. And it's a fun song to play. And if you have kids, especially young kids, they're going to love it. Also, don't forget to check out musicforkiddos.com where you can order the book, which will include the song. And I think there's even a set that includes Stephanie's complete CD package. Stephanie also wrote a method for really young players on ukulele. If you are a teacher, you would like to introduce your students to the ukulele. So many, many thanks to Stephanie for allowing me to use this song in a play along, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I have. So thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time.